The Race by Dr. D.H. Quit. Give up. You're beaten. They shout at me and plead. There's just too much against you now. It's time you can't succeed. And as I start to hang my head in front of failure's face, my downward fall is broken by the memory of the race. And hopes refilled my weekend. All I recall is the scene. For just as I thought of that short race, rejuvenates my being. A children's race, young boys, young men, how I remember well. Excited, sure, but also fear. It wasn't hard to tell. A children's race. They all lined up, so full of hope. Each thought to win the race, or tie for first. If not that, at least take second place. And fathers watched from of the side of cheering boys for their son, and each boy hoped to show his dad that he would be the one. The whistle blew and off they went, young hearts filled with a fire. To win, the hero there would be each boy's young desire. And one boy in particular, whose dad was in the crowd, was running near the front. He thought, my child would be so proud. As they sped down the field across the shallow dip, all the boys thought to win, but he lost and slipped. Trying hard to catch himself, his hands flew to a brace, and mid laughter of the crowd, he fell flat on his face. So down he fell, and with him hope he couldn't win now. Embrace sad. He only wished to disappear somehow. But as he fell, his dad stood up and showed an anxious face, with the boy so clearly said, get up and win that race. He quickly rose, no damage done behind a bit, that's all. He ran with all his might and mind to make up for his fall. So anxious to restore himself, he catched up to win, and his legs went faster than his head, and he slipped and fell again. He wished that he could quit before, with one disgrace. I'm hopeless as the runner now. I shouldn't try the race. But in laughing crowd he searched and found his father's face. A steady look once again, he said, get up and win that race. So he jumped up again, 10 yards behind. The last. If I'm not going to go those 10 yards, he thought, I better move real fast. Exerting all he had and regain 8 or 10, but trying to catch the lead, he slipped and fell again. Defeat. He lied there silently, a tear dropped from his eye. There's no sense of running anymore. 3 strikes, I'm out, why try? I'll hope to rise, he disappointed. All hope had fled away. So far, so error, prone, I lose all the way. I've lost, so what's the use, he thought. I'll live my disgrace. But then he thought about his dad, who'd he'd soon have to face. Get up, an echo shouted low. Get up and take your place. You're not meant for failure here, son. Get up and win that race. He borrowed and got up. It said you haven't lost at all, for winning is no more than to rise each time you fall. So up he rose and ran once more, and with a new commit he resolved that win or lose, at least he wouldn't quit. So far behind the others, the most he'd ever been, still he gave it all he had, as if he was going to win. 3 times he had fallen, stumbled. 3 times he'd rose again. Too far behind to hope to win, but he still ran till the end. They cheered in the winning runners as they crossed the first place. Head high and proud, I'm happy, no falling, no disgrace. But when the fallen youngster crossed the finish line, the crowd gave him the greatest cheer for finishing the race, and even though he came in last, he had his head bowed low, unproud. You wouldn't think he'd win the race, but to listen to the crowd and to his dad sadly saying, I didn't do too well. To me you won, his father said. You got up each time you fell. And now, when these times seem dark and hard and difficult to face, the memory of that little boy helps me in my race. For all of his life, he ran that race with ups and downs and all. All you have to win is to rise each time you fall. Quit, give up, you're beaten. They still shout in my face, but another voice is saying, get up and win the race.